I went into my Army surplus store and just looking around as I always do, and there was a new item in there pertaining to their camping selection that I'd never seen before. And it was simply called the Rothco stainless steel camp stove. I was intrigued by it and talked with the guy, and he said, "Man, you really may want to try this. This is a pretty cool item." So I bought one, and it's got a little bonus to it. Stand by. Here is the Rothco stainless steel camping stove with polyester carry pouch. Here are the 5 components to this Rothco camp stove. You have your base with the holes to allow for drafting air up in there. You have the next part that has this double wall here where air can still come in through these holes, go in through here, come out of these jets. I hope you can see this. These jets here, and burn the wood gas. Therefore you get a complete burn of your material. It actually burns things twice. Now, this is the pan that holds your material, your wood, in place, and it has holes at the bottom to allow, again, for airflow. This is the stove top. These little doohickeys to keep everything where it needs to be. Now, you can feed fuel in through here with this little gate. It's best to put it on the ground or on a rock or something like that. Bricks, whatever you have. Remember a moment ago I mentioned using this pan as an alcohol stove. Well, what I'm going to do here to put this into that type of mode is to pop this out, bring this over here. I'm going to flip this upside down. Okay, so I'm bringing that height up. Now I'm going to put my pan there. Okay, so another way we can check to see if this is burning. And it is. Oh, remember a little while ago I was talking to you about this thing's got a little bonus, a little surprise with it? Well, here it is. This little stove set comes with a pocket bellows. Okay, I'm sure most of you have seen them, but if you haven't, these things are handy as all get out when it comes to maintaining campfires. Sometimes getting them started, especially in the early morning when you still got some active coals in your coal bed. It really works. It's awesome. Awesome bit of kit. This thing by itself is worth a lot. This is one of those practice what you preach moments. Take a little water. More than likely this will be fine. It's not really wanting to soak into the ground very well. Oh well. Do like you do with campfire coals. Just kind of make your own mud. Let's see what we've got. Now that where you're counting, that's kind of like if you're in grass. Alright. So we got a pretty good little bit of mud here. Okay, so I think we're good. That's kind of our little pile of fuel. I'm just wanting to get some water hot. I'm not even going to boil it, I don't think. I'm just going to show you how the stove operates. I want to make some coffee, and that's about as much fuel as I'm going to need. I'm going to load it this way. Now you can load it like this if you want to and spend 20 minutes doing it. I'm not going to do it. Now I'm going to put some light stuff up here. If I wanted to be real bushcrafty, I could get some flash tinder and stuff like that and ferro rod this thing. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put a little hand sanitizer on here. There she goes. Just a couple of quick things while that fire is starting to build up. The thing about wood stoves is that they're famous, or infamous rather, of making too much soot on your pots and stuff. And that's true. That's true. I mean, it does. To minimize that, what you want to do is burn it until there's very little smoke, like what's going in front of us right now. You want to let that heat get to where there's very little smoke, even embers or coals or what have you. And that'll cut down on how much soot gets on the bottom of that pot. As you can see, she's burning down pretty nicely. Now you may wonder about the wet spot on the ground, but if you look around here, there's pines. Pines, pines, pines. Okay? And pine roots travel. Of course, there's a long tap root, but they've got a lot of little roots that just go right up at the top of the surface, you know. There's some right there. You know, some pine roots right there. And those things can catch on fire. And that's exactly what we don't want. Alright, now we're getting some of that bloom I was talking about around the perimeter of the stove up there. These little jets are starting to throw some flame out. I think now I'm going to go ahead, put the pot stand on. Now, yeah, you can certainly see how we've got a little bit of heat going. God help us, I'm putting a plastic lid on with all that flame. I don't know if you can see it, but I got some steam coming up out here. Like I said, oh yeah, that's just about right. And this thing burns up wood incredibly fast. I can still feel some heat, but I'm not sure. I think there may be just a little bit of stuff left. This has gotten to the point where I can pick it up. Notice what's under here. See that? That's why that's important. Now it's dried, but it's cool. That's about all I have for you today. Do I recommend the Rothco stainless steel camping stove? Yeah, it's okay. It's good, you know. I think actually, as far as I can tell, this is the only channel that does an actual feature of this stove, and I can't figure out why, unless a few people tried it and didn't think it was worthy of reviewing. I think it is. I think it is a viable option. Somebody starting out goes into an armory surplus store or gets online. Maybe they want a pocket bellows. There you go. Anyway, stove works. Is it the best twig stove on the market? Honestly, no. But it does work. Thanks for tuning in for Donnie Pavlini Outdoors, to you and yours. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.